Hey everybody, today is March 18th, 2022. I'm Gene.
And I'm Zane.
And you're hanging with Uncle.
How's it going, man?
Good, man. How was your week?
You know, it was a good week this week, honestly. The pace was a little slow, though. But it's finally over. The weekend has approached, finally.
Amen. Well, that's good, man. Well, I don't know about you guys, but we're sitting here sharing this string called Snowman.
Yeah, this is actually a really good one. We
It
preloaded,
really is.
and yeah,
Wow.
it's good so far.
I'm seeing the Aurora Borealis, let me tell you.
Yeah. It is good so far. I like this strain. Recommend, definitely. Definitely recommend.
Shango growers.
Shango? Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay, that's how you pronounce it. Shango. It's A-N-G-O. Passionate about being Ukrainian. They always brought crowds. And those people have always been so proud of being Ukraine. So it doesn't surprise me that their will to fight for their country, one, and two, the strength that they've been showing too, like the strength their leader has been showing as well. Like it blows me away. Like I'm glad they're doing well.
Did you ever see that movie, The Italian Job?
Yes.
It reminds me of a line from that movie where a guy says, "You don't mess with Mother Ukraine."
No. It's true, you don't.
No.
Like, we've learned. Like, Russia's learned. Like, honestly, they didn't need NATO so far, which is good. Like, we talked about it, I think, last time on the show, that, NATO could have just, you're part of NATO now, and it wouldn't have happened. But, I mean, they've been showing out, and they're doing well. Yes, there's casualties, and it's sad. Prayers goes out to those who have lost those. Who are fighting for their freedoms, but there are people again who are proud out there fighting for what they're fighting for. Like there was a leader, a second in command of some sort, whatever, while I was watching an interview, and they brought the news to him that Putin was saying that they weren't attacking civilians or civilian buildings, and he said he immediately reacted, bullshit, what? He's like, he pointed at the building they're literally standing next to. He's like, look at that, and it's still smoldering and smoking. He's like, that literally, he explained what it was. Like, he was talking about what kind of building it was, but like, those people are so proud to represent themselves and to be able to fight back. Definitely, they're happy for the support. They're very vocal. Their leaders are badass. Like, I'm just saying their leaders are badass. So, like, they're, I don't know, all praise goes out to Ukraine and prayers, too. Praise and prayers.
Well, there's a particular weapon that I'm kind of fond of that I know the United States is sending over there, and they're called Switchblade Drones. And it's kind of funny, man. They're single-use weapons, but you put them in a tube like a mortar, and they fire, and then the wings pop out like switchblade knives, and it flies to a target and destroys it.
Oh, cool. Okay, so is it like a EMP kind of destroy target, or like a blow explosive?
It's a target. Go boom boom blam.
Go boom boom.
Yeah. Yeah. It's I'm not messing around. I'm gonna make you explode.
That makes sense.
And they're so small, they're not detected by radar, or very, very difficult to detect by radar.
Okay, so I mean, they're stealth drones, basically, little stealth drones.
Kind of, sort of, but they're yes and no. They kind of are, but that's not their design.
Yeah,
it's just
it's just meant to take out specific targets quickly. I'm sure.
I mean, I don't know the range, and I'm not going to say anything or be in violation of any government secrets.
No, don't want to be corrected.
But this is just what I've seen advertised on the news, so
gotcha.
I know it exists because that's how I've seen it.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, the support of the world is amazing. Like, I don't know. I was worried. Like, when we talked about it originally, you said your perspective, your stance was, it's going to happen super fast. Like, I was worried also that it was going to happen that way. But, it hasn't. Thank goodness. Like,
it's They're fighting for what's theirs, man, and they're not going to let anything stand in the way. And I got nothing but respect for that.
Nothing but respect at all. Like I said, praise for that. But more topics about like Putin. He's being, I guess, accused for purging the Kremlin of Russians, I guess, something like that. Like the Russian Kremlin. I don't really know what that is, honestly. But
a lot of people are going on house arrest for not telling him the truth. You know, like the king has no clothes kind of thing.
Right. Okay, so this is a power stance on him.
Yeah.
He's pulling the people who don't agree with him on like some kind of chair.
Or that don't tell him the truth, or don't want to tell him the bad news.
Okay.
But when they do tell him the bad news, they're put on a wall and shot. Or I'm just exaggerating.
Okay. Yeah, that's one thing, but also I guess he's trying to accuse Ukraine of war crimes instead of them.
That's a typical Russian tactic.
Yeah, it's seriously typical. Like
yeah.
that's a thing.
It really is. No, I'm not. I know I am, but what are you? Kind of stuff.
That's so dumb, though.
Yeah.
Like, this whole war is just, again, pointless. It's a huge pointless thing. We've talked many episodes about COVID. Like, that's still kind of like a main spiel going on that people are trying to focus more on in this stupid war.
There's a new strain, dumbasses, no vaccinators. Okay, next topic.
We've heard, new strain coming out, all the good stuff. Yes, again, go check it out. Apparently it's UK based, right? Or in Europe or whichever. The difference confuses me.
I don't know,
United Kingdom, Europe. It's, man.
I can tell you one thing about Ukraine, though, that really, really bothers me. And, again, I'm not a Democrat. I'm registered no party preference. But I'm sick of Republicans who, number one, out of one side of their face, talk about how President Biden needs to do more to help the people of Ukraine.
What else is he going to do?
Then on the other side of their face, vote against the bill that would help send aid to Ukraine.
Wait, so contradiction galore.
That is the Republican way. If Biden does this, they're going to damn him for doing it. If he doesn't do it, they're going to damn him for not doing it. That is the Republican way. That has been their playbook all along, and but what about, to deflect from the responsibility that's theirs. They want to say, what about somebody else? And it's not about anybody else. So it's not about, but what about?
So they're basically they lie. Is mainly how it does.
Yes.
They're deceptive. They lie.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because, like, he talks about how he's freeing people of genocide in Ukraine. Like, literally Nazism and shit like that. Like, that's the reason why they're doing their military operation.
Yeah.
Like, that's literally what he preaches and speaks to the people about. Is that there's Nazis and genocide.
He's lying to them.
Yeah.
And because they have state-run media, they're not allowed to hear anything else, so that's all they hear, so they believe Putin.
That's crazy, man. I don't know. I'm glad we don't live in a society like that.
Exactly. I mean, just think about it. I like having the freedom of sitting here in my man cave with you.
Being able to talk about it.
Enjoying the Lord's lettuce.
Yeah. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen. No, I get you. Like, we wouldn't be able to do this. People
Not
wouldn't
even
be able to
a little
listen.
bit.
People wouldn't be able to listen because there wouldn't be internet for that. Like, oh, this is propaganda. Take it off the web, or you can't listen to it because you're in Russia. And that's literally what they're doing. They're cutting people out from society. There are people who actually don't know that there's sanctions going on against their country. Little people in Russia don't know about the sanctions that are happening, and yet I'm sure it affects their pockets every day.
And they're told it's the United States' fault for wanting to cut them off and isolate them for
Really?
no reason whatsoever.
I didn't know if that was the thing.
Yeah, the United States just hates us and wants to expand their NATO borders around Russia and make us shrink.
That's not true because Ukraine's not a part of NATO.
Ukraine has been okay. So here's the thing, to set the story straight.
Okay.
For the P-brains over there at Fox News and One American News and all these right-wing ding-dongs.
Right.
Ukraine has been under different regime changes multiple times over the past few hundred years. They were part of Poland. They were part of Russia. They were part of some other stuff. I mean, they were not just once part of Russia and all of a sudden they're Ukraine. They've been fighting for their independence as long as I've been alive.
Right. Didn't they have a conflict like 10 years ago or something like that? Like in like 2016 or something like that?
So they had an election.
Yeah.
But the person they elected wanted to be pro-Russia.
Oh,
so the people had a revolution and got him out, and that's when he fled to Crimea. And Crimea decided Putin decided Crimea was going to be annexed. And so now that's where that guy lives peacefully in Russian-friendly territory.
Okay, so that's literally what I was talking about. Okay, cool. That's crazy. I remember that. Like, but they go through conflicts through every decade, it seems like.
And since 1991, they have been their own sovereign, independent nation finally, and Russia is trying to take that shit over.
Yeah, by force.
By force.
Yeah.
Unprovoked.
Like killing people.
Innocent women, children, elderly, blowing up non-military sites, just residential buildings where people live. But no, he's got to kill everybody, cut off their food supply. He wants to starve the people of Ukraine into submission. That is his goal.
We don't need that, man. That's what we don't need. Maybe we really don't. Yeah, no more war right now. Like, I know it's not like a big old hippie like peace, man, but like, we don't need war right now. We don't. There are big issues. Humans are past that now. I feel like human beings are in general are past war right now.
We're sick of it.
We don't need to be having it anymore. There are smaller countries that are having wars right now. Why? Because they're smaller countries and they're disconnected.
So here's the thing: if we want to look at Arnold's message and take away from it, if he has friends in Russia and has friends with Russian people, why shouldn't we?
I don't know. Why not?
I mean, there's no reason for me to hate anybody that's Russian. They love their country as much as we do.
No, the act of their president, whatever the hell, their leader, whatever the heck he's called, is not a reflection of them at all.
It isn't. So do I hate Russian people? No.
No, not at all.
Do I dislike the Russian government and Putin and the direction he's taking the country? With all my heart.
Without a doubt. Right. Like, what he's doing to other people. Like, it's literally just the idea of just what he's doing to other people right now.
Right.
It's plain and simple. Like, the videos out there are unexplainably scary to watch.
Yeah.
Like, literally children just watching missiles explode in front of them. Or people on bikes dying because a missile hit them. Like, you're out riding your bike. You're having your podcast. And a missile goes off. Like, that's literally it. That's what happens.
You're doing nothing to attack anybody.
Yes, they are literally living life and dying. That is what they are doing. And it's sad to see, man.
You know, so it kind of makes me want to transition to something else because I heard this, and this is from a Russian Orthodox priest. But when you hear this, tell me if you've heard it before or if you've heard it someplace else.
Okay.
Because he believes that Russia has to invade Ukraine because they support LGBT people and they have to be liberated from that.
Why does he have to choose that? They're not Russian. They're Ukrainian. That's literally it, plain and simple.
And they have their own language. They don't speak Russian. They speak multiple languages. They speak Russian, they speak Ukrainian, they speak English.
So are there like family members, like technically, like their cousins in a way? Like they have family that live over there? Like,
it would be like us living here in Arizona and having family in Saskatchewan, Canada.
Dang. Like,
yeah, that's so in that perspective.
That's literally it. Like, I don't understand. I don't get it, man.
Well, that's what pisses me off about this, really, because I want to go off on this for a second.
Go ahead.
Because this is what these evangelicals believe.
Oh, fuck.
They want to pass laws like abortion and put their beliefs on you and make you live on what they believe. But yet we all have freedoms in this country. They don't give a shit about what you believe. It's about what they believe. And that is the most disrespectful thing that really pisses me off by you evangelical motherfuckers.
Yeah.
You know, have some respect for other people and the way they choose to live their life and mind your own fucking business.
Right, the Jesus pushers, man, they really fuck it up, really. They do. Like, again, people are allowed to be themselves. That's what I learned in church as a Christian boy. I learned you're allowed to be yourself. Love your neighbor and love others for being themselves. Okay, that's it. That's Zane right there in a nutshell. You're allowed to be you around me. Simple as that.
And the one thing I learned is that when Jesus walked this earth, he didn't go to the people that knew him and believed him. He went to the people that needed to be saved.
Exactly.
He went to the people that were the tax collectors, the bad people, the leg breakers of the community. Those are the people he converted to say, look, there's a different way. Let me show you who I am.
It's just, I don't know. I don't understand the radicalism of God, of the Bible, of all. I don't see that. Like, it's just,
and that's something else. It's like the First Amendment gives us the freedom of religion, not the freedom of Christianity.
Right, exactly.
The freedom of religion. So if you want to be a Christian, cool. If you want to be a Muslim, great. If you want to be a Sikh, wonderful. If you want to be Jewish,
sure.
Anything you want to be. That is what the First Amendment says. Those are our freedoms.
My stance is just don't rub it in my face. I don't care. I don't care what you want.
And that is having respect.
I care about your stance, yes, but I don't care about hearing about it. I'm not going to preach to you about how I am. I don't tell you how I feel about my Christian background all the time, Gene, do I? Because I feel like I'm doing the exact thing that we're talking about right now whenever I do.
You know.
Like, I don't care, man. Just, let's vibe. Let's chill. Let's hang out and talk.
Right.
If that's your stance on it, cool. This is where I come from about it. That's awesome. That's interesting to me. It's not a conflict that you and I see things different. It's interesting to me that we see things different. It helps my mind open up to different concepts of like other sorts, right?
We had a conversation earlier,
right?
That I'm like, all right, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, be open about it. That's it. Just be open about it. Like, it's not that I'm right and you're wrong and blah, 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 or I guess we just have different opinions. No. Get that shit out of your head. That's cool, man. Feel that way. Like, I was talking with my brother the other day, and I was going to take my girlfriend out on a date, right? And I was taking her to Olive Garden. I love Olive Garden. You know why? Because I love fake Italian food. And you know what? Fake Italian food is what you're going to get here in America. You know why? We're not Italian. We're Americans. So, point of the story, I told my brother we're going out to Olive Garden, and he's like, oh, you're going to go get fake Italian food? Yes, I'm going to go get fake Italian food. You know why?
Wait a minute, are you going to pay for me to go somewhere else?
Exactly. It's because we like it. That's what we're going to do. Like, just, like, the heavy opinionated BS, whatever, take it, cool. Be supportive, man. Like, try to be supportive for a day. It helps. It helps a lot. Like, hey man, I'm trying to go vegan, blah, blah, blah. That's awesome, dude. Support that. Don't kick and rain on their parade. Like, I heard that's bad for you. Why are you doing that?
Life is much easier when you don't live like a Karen.
But, like, yeah, exactly. Like, that's cool. I'll be supportive of what you're doing, but don't rub it in my face. Like, there's a line. Yeah. There's that fine line, you know?
Right?
I don't know.
Because honestly, I mean, if you really wanted to go deep there, I could tell you how I really feel. But, you know, that's like, I don't know if you really want to go there.
I don't care. We're on hanging with
you know,
we're
right,
talking, man. We're chilling.
Right.
Like,
right. So, honestly, all right, I'll tell you, this is how I feel, man, right? The Holy Spirit is supposed to be in all of us, correct?
Yes.
So that means right now I'm hanging out with the Holy Spirit of Jesus Christ. I'm sitting here with God right now.
You and me, both. Yeah.
Right.
We don't need to be talking about him, though. Exactly.
And because it's about how we interact with each other.
Exactly. Like, you and I both love chilling and hanging out with each other, talking about the things we like to talk about. Like, I'm open enough to talk to you about the things that I enjoy. You are open enough to be able to talk about the things that you enjoy, and we both accept those things and make it a conversation. I want to educate and learn from you about the things that you like, and vice versa. You do the same thing.
Yeah.
That's called being human.
Right.
And communicating and understanding
and growing
and growing. Yes.
And progressing as a person.
Holy shit. So being progressive and understanding and learning other progressive takes, they're not trying to convert you and make you gay. No, they're just gay. Let them be themselves.
Exactly.
Like,
you know?
I have been hit on by a gay person before, took the compliment and told them, hey, that's not my deal, but I appreciate it. They're like, oh my gosh, that's the first time anybody's been so open and receptive of a compliment from me. I'm like, well, I appreciate it. And guess what? They're a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Boom. Like, because I had a conversation with them
and
about who they
like
were.
Like a human being, an individual.
No, like, ew, gross. I'm not like, come on, man. Like, that, you know that's what people do. People have that approach on things that are different. You and I both work with people with special needs. Right. We know people have different approach of people like that. Even just people who appear different. People who are so kind and innocent, straight up about, like, straightforward with you, and people have a negative stigma about them because they're different.
Oh, they have something. Oh, I might get it. Oh, what am I going to say to them?
Be open and like maybe go and say hi. Like the greatest experience I've had with our guys over at my work is we went to the gym and kids came over and were like, hey, what's going on? And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, well, like they openly asked, what's wrong with them? I was like, nothing, dude. They were just born different. Go play basketball. They love it just as much as you do. Yeah. Kids went and played with them. Done and done. Crazy. Right? It's crazy. Nothing's wrong with them, man. They're just born different. Go hang out with them. They're fun. Simple as that.
I've had lots of fun. Dude, don't you remember, like, laying a half court and...
yeah, shooting half court shots. Like, we're not playing, like, no concept of basketball whatsoever. Here comes a half court shot. All right, cool. Let's keep going. Yeah. Like, it's fun. Just play basketball. Right. Like, I don't know. It's just... The world is so negative. The world is so critical about things that are different. And it halts us from moving forward. Yeah. It halts us from accepting others and seeing things in others' perspective and points of views to where we can fix things and mend things and move on from it. Yeah. We're still having hatred and racist conversations. Like, we're still talking about that, Gene. In today's day and age, 2022, we're still talking about that.
Unfortunately.
Like,
and I grew up with even the things in the 60s when I was a kid that we grew up with, we're still talking about now, like voting rights.
Right. Move on. People are going to vote. People are going to vote about things that you're not going to like. Who cares? People are going to vote about things that they're going to like.
But they're going to be, those people are so stuck in their ways, they don't want to change, and they want to make rules to make it stay the way they want to believe instead of accepting the world and the people around them and make it improve. Because again, where's my taco truck on every corner? Don't tell me you hate Mexicans in my country and then say, okay, let's go have tacos for dinner. Bruh. Fuck you.
Yeah. Boy, the taco truck, street tacos are bomb. So, right? I'm just saying. But it's just how it's the American way. I'm not going to say it's not the world's issue. It's America's issue. Yeah. It's America's issue for sure.
Well, who's your dumbass, man?
My dumbass. Oh, man. Here we go. So, you and I talk about NFTs and coins and scams and whatnot. Right. And to make sure you pay attention to where you're putting your money, right? Right. Now, I don't know how I feel about NFTs still till this day. Because it is causing new and improved ways of causing transactions and benefiting transactions for corporations and businesses. Okay, so instead of just businesses advertising and whichever doing it their own way, they, here's an NFT, put money towards it. It's something unique, and we're gonna make money off of it, and then help us kickstart. There's already Kickstarter shit going on. There's already like websites for Kickstarters. Right. So Dr. Disrespect is my dumbass of the week, who is an esports / entertainer / video game entertainer, right? And he wants to advertise the pristine ultimate video game, right? He wants the ultimate shooter video game that has good connection, bullet travel, whatever the word. He wants it to be pristine, the ultimate competitive game. All for it, right? I'm all for it. The competitive side of me is a competitive game is you're able to be advanced in your own skills. That's what makes a game competitive, correct?
Correct.
Is your own skills and your own way of play. Now, with this competitive game that he wants to build and create, he's putting NFTs into the game to where people can make themselves kind of like co-founders into the game, to where they get benefits. They get to be able to vote for like changes and such like that into the game. They're basically like shareholders. They get their own technical share into the game early.
I call them seed investors.
Basically, right? They're basically seed investing through these NFTs, whatever. Doc's like, it's not a big deal, whatever, big deal, blah, blah. It's the same PR speech that I'll show you later on. You'll get it. You'll see it. The same PR speech that he gave, that it's not a big deal, whatever, blah, blah, blah. NFTs are a loophole for corporations to make money early. Pay attention. You're going to be paying more money for a game that is going to be fully released for small concepts, small things that you're going to get in the long haul that people are going to be playing free later on. Right? Or a whole sum of $60 and paying free later on. Great games now these days like League of Legends are all strictly free. You pay for skins that don't necessarily change the game.
Nothing is free.
Nothing is free, but there's a way they fund their game, right?
Right.
NFTs can fund their game, yes, but they're having these NFTs be bonus things inside the game. There's a difference.
That's not
like
right.
I said, you're paying to pay to win, basically.
Right.
Oh, it's only limited within 10,000 people. So you see where we're going.
Right.
It's literally like another coin scam.
Or you can get to this level for free, but we need your credit card to go farther.
They're going to get early access before the game, before anybody else, prior, whichever. They get all these benefits and bonuses for paying for these early access, for these NFTs, whatever the bullshit. But what makes good competitive free or games is free gameplay. Free mechanics, whichever, but this NFT stuff is going to ruin things in the future. People are paying for unique things that are online which don't exist.
Right.
So, I don't know. My rage is over on it. Dr. Disrespect gets my dumbass of the week for it because he's just trying to find another way to just pull money out of people. And he's opening the doors for it, basically. So,
yeah.
There we go.
Well, my dumbass of the week is once again Margarine Trader Green.
Hey,
so
not a surprise.
She went off on Twitter saying that, I've never heard the CDC talk about having, 2-3 shots of the polio. Look at all these COVID shots. Why do you have to think about that? Why do they want us to have these shots? I'm paraphrasing.
Right.
Well, if you look at the CDC, and if you remember, we've had 4 rounds of polio shots.
Mm-hmm.
Every time we were in elementary school, every elementary school vaccination we've ever been required to have has had the polio vaccine in it.
Oh, okay.
So we got it in 4 different shots. You fucking moron. You've been vaccinated 4 different times for polio. You're a dumbass.
I mean, you're gonna get shots for general. I mean, we talked earlier about how it needs to happen.
Right.
The endemic approach is on the way.
But it really is. But I gotta say, to whatever district, I think it's Georgia 6. I don't know, but whatever district in Georgia she represents, it's up to the people to vote her out. Mm-hmm. Because if that's who you think the best person in your district is to go to Washington, D.C., you're fucking stupid. That's all I gotta say. So, Margarine Trader Green is my dumbass of the week once again. And
she's always a good default.
She can go fuck all the way off. Yeah,
she's always a good default for a dumbass.
Right?
Like,
well,
look at what she's doing today.
If you've enjoyed the show, please hit that thumbs up, which is the like button, and subscribe button if you haven't done that also.
If you haven't followed us on Twitter, please head over there and follow us and tweet at us and hope to get a response from us. We definitely want to reach out and start conversing with you guys, and especially kind of get to know our listeners.
Exactly.
Definitely. Well, I'm Zane.
I'm Gene.
And it's been Hanging with Uncle.
And we'll see you next week.
Peace.